Welcome to the CrossFit Max podcast.
What is going on, team? The CrossFit Open is nearly here. We are days away. So we're going to talk about expectations and setting you guys up for success, not just physically, but also mentally and emotionally as well here. So we hope that you enjoy this episode and make sure you give us a rating and a review if you haven't yet. And let's get to it. Three, two, one. What's up, everybody? How we doing today? Susie, how you doing, love?
I'm good.
I'm doing great. Thanks for asking. All right, let's get into today's episode, folks.
That's my signature move. My signature move is to answer and not have a follow-up question.
No follow-up question.
Just I'm good.
End it.
Cut the pod.
All right, folks, we are freaking close to the 2026 CrossFit Open. So we're going to talk about expectations. We're going to talk about preparation. We're going to talk about, give me something that rhymes with those.
Communication.
We're going to talk about all things getting you guys set up for the Open. When we're recording this episode, we're 2 days away from the very first Open release, which is
butterflies.
You got butterflies. Well, we're going to get into all of that stuff soon.
But
we're going to go into our banter topic today.
First.
And I want to just highlight a few of our members here at CrossFit Max. And I'll give a little backstory here. At the end of 2025, we decided we're going to release a 6-week transformation program to our entire community. Mm-hmm. And some athletes freaking crushed it. They finished their 6 weeks last week, actually. We have a 3D body scan. We had weekly weigh-ins. We had a action report that a lot of them filled in 5 daily things that they did.
Habit tracker.
Yeah, a habit tracker. So they measured 5 things every single day for 6 weeks. That was step count, water intake, sleep, protein shake, so whether they had a protein shake or not, and then workout.
Yeah.
Is that all 5 things? Yeah, those are the 5 things, yeah. Whether they worked out, yes or no. And there was some really, really epic results from some clients, and I definitely wanted to highlight a few of them. Really wanted to highlight a lot of them, actually, but there was a few of them that I actually specifically asked to share their exact results. And I thought it was pretty cool to just go through this experience with them. We had like a group message with them where I dropped them maybe at least one video per week on just different topics for nutrition and different topics for training and things like that. Followed up with a few of them individually and things like that. A lot of people had questions throughout the process. And it's just a really fun and epic 6 weeks to start the year. And the way we started it was like really just pitching this idea that, hey, this is the foundation for what you're going to do for the rest of 2026. And maybe some of you guys listening to this didn't start 2026 the way you wanted to, or maybe
it's too late. Better luck next year.
Or maybe you started the first 2 weeks and then just kind of fell off. And I'll be completely honest, there were people in our program that did that, right?
Yeah.
And had,
for sure,
again, great conversations with me, just expressing like life and things like that. And maybe some of the listeners are thinking, man, like I had these high expectations for my beginning of 2026.
Yeah, motivation was at an all-time high at the start of the year, all kinds of stuff,
and then kind of just fell off. But the people that had the best results really stuck with it for 6 weeks, and it was really cool to see. So were there any like observations you made from any of our community members throughout the first like 2 months of the year, love?
That they're looking shredded.
there's definitely some cool like performance side, right? Like some people are like, I feel like a lot of people in the gym are actually performing at a much higher level, which I think is pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean, there are certain people. It's difficult because it's hard to comment on people's bodies in an appropriate way.
Yeah. Yeah, we're not going to comment on people's bodies, but just their performance and their attitude towards things.
Well, what I was going to say, but there's people who you like physically look like they're putting in work in the gym, you know, their muscles are looking more defined and
their weights are going up on the bar.
Yeah.
You know,
I just feel like it's clear that fitness gains are being made.
Gains are
from
happening,
like a performance side and from a aesthetic side.
Yeah. Yeah, a lot of people got into this not necessarily because they're like, I want to get like a six pack, you know, and there's nothing wrong with that. Like I really enjoy the feeling of like my skin being tight, looking in the mirror and seeing definition in my body. Like
I love when you have definition in your body as well.
Absolutely nothing wrong with that. But I would definitely say that 50% or more, if I had to guess, got into this program for other reasons than that.
Yes.
To
like
really
what?
Understand nutrition, understand like how they can feel better in their body, how they could be, you know, more mentally clear, and how they could just have more energy on the day-to-day basis.
Yeah.
And I think like a continuous conversation I had with a lot of people was like, yeah, like I'm recovering from my workouts a lot better. I'm performing a lot better inside the gym.
Yeah, like feeling like they have more energy.
Yeah. Yeah. Like I'm fitting better in my clothes, and I'm liking how I'm feeling inside my clothes right now, right? So I had some like really, really cool conversations. And for a lot of people, it's also just upping their frequency of training. A lot of people were like, yeah, like before I was coming like, you know, inconsistently between 1 to sometimes 3 sessions a week, but it's like, you know, 1 week it's 3 sessions, the next week it's 1 or 2, like it's very inconsistent. And like there were some people that were like increased their frequency, like came consistently at least 3 times per week, or 4 you know, even. Came even 4 sessions per week. So there was some really, really cool moments like that, where we also just got to the end of our 12-week training block, and we're just about to start the Open. So I kind of timed it like that, where we were prepping for the Open, but
peak
also
fitness just in time.
Yeah, but also building on strength numbers as well. And it was so cool to see people PR on their back squat, PR on their pressing, PR on their cleans. And I think a lot of them are going to go into the Open feeling like really good about this. So
hopefully that's the goal.
So I'd love to share. I got the permission of a few of these people here to share their actual...
Yeah, like if we don't talk about your results, it's not because we don't think you had good ones.
Exactly, yeah. So I want to pull up one of my, where are you, buddy? One of my male athletes who actually started his CrossFit journey. Not only did he, here it is. Not only did he do this 6-week transformation, but he also started from scratch, from zero CrossFit training at all. Oh. And this athlete is Sylvain, and this is Julie's partner. Julie's been doing CrossFit for at least a couple years. She had been diagnosed with breast cancer a few months back. Earlier, I think it was the beginning of summer last year. She's gone through and still continuing to go through treatment for this. She went through chemo. I believe she's still going through some, like, she calls it like baby chemo, like it's very light chemo, because she did have the tumor successfully removed. All the things are trending in a really good direction for her. Yeah. But something I admire about Julie is that she's like just a really kind person. Yeah. You know, it's like one of those people, you hear this and you're like, the world is so unjust, you know, it's not fair. Yeah. And she had such a beautiful attitude, a beautiful mindset towards the whole process. And you know, she kept up her training for majority of the treatment's time. She took some time off, right? But she was still very active in terms of taking her dog for a walk twice a day for long walks.
Shout out to Seeker.
Seeker's Aussie Shepherd, or little, I should say, big Aussie Shepherd.
Love him.
Such a beautiful dog. But anyway, so Julie finished her chemo. Took some time, like a few weeks after the holidays, kind of during the holidays, to just kind of recover from that process after the surgery, and then started with her boyfriend, who she'd been pushing for I don't know how many months, and like
to get
almost
him to
years,
try
you
as
know,
well.
to get him to try. And he finally, stepped in or stepped up and came to the gym and gave this a solid effort. And before I even talk about his results, like, man, he freaking just like, his performance is on another level. Like, he didn't know how to air squat before, you know, and now he knows how to squat. He didn't know how to hinge before. Like, you're talking about someone who didn't ever do any sort of like weight training like this before, right? So Sylvain was one of our athletes who started from scratch, and he went from 206 pounds, which he gave me this permission to share, 206 pounds to 193. So he went down 13 pounds in 6 weeks. And again, his performance is through the roof. I had a really good conversation with him, and he's been kind of doing it with his partner as well. And he's someone who is extremely busy with work. Like, if I'm not at the gym, like, I'm working, you know. So now he's making the time. He's like this. He's like, pretty much I either spend my free time with Julie, like in certain moments when we can, or I'm at the gym. When the gym is closed. Yeah. Or I'm at the gym, or I'm working. Like, those are the three things I'm doing.
I love it.
So 13 pounds is unreal. I also have one of our long-term clients here, Amy, who did a phenomenal job as well. And she had lost just under, so I think it was like 5.8 pounds that she had lost, girl. Which is freaking awesome. That's amazing. That was kind of
a 6-week period, and that's about a pound per week.
That's kind of the goal. Like I told everyone, I was like, I said, like, if you guys can lose like just 1 pound per week, or even half a pound per week, if that's your goal, right? That's your goal. Half a pound to 1 pound per week is a very sustainable way. And again, 6 pounds is rock solid, right? Depending on where you're at in your fitness, depending what you want to get out of it as well. Even if you were to lose half a pound per week, and you were to go for the full year, that's crazy. 25 pounds, or 26, I guess, pounds of weight that you could lose off your body in a year time, right? And that's the message I kept telling people. It's not about the beginning of 2026. It's about laying the foundation for the entire year moving forward.
Amazing.
So she had some really, really great results as well here. Are you able to know, like, maybe I'm jumping the gun here, are you able to know what areas that people found more difficult, or I have to review it? I have to review it, and I would imagine, like, every person has unique. Their own challenges and stuff like that. Probably the more common that maybe a lot of people listening could resonate with is sleep. That's what I was wondering. A lot of people struggle with sleep. Struggling with that, eh? I definitely struggle with sleep as well. Could be the da da. Yeah. Are you? Yeah, our son right now. 5 a.m. every day. Mama. I don't know why he's doing this, but he likes to wake up. He was such a good sleeper for so long, and now he's just like, you know what, let's do this. 5:45 a.m. Let's go. We'll see. But yeah, so Amy crushed it. I would definitely say, if I were to generalize this, I would say sleep was a big issue for a lot of people, and step count. It's also like the beginning of January and February. It's been like brutal this winter too. Step count was hard for a lot of people. Yeah. I think those were the two biggest factors. With that. Okay, I want to share. How long are we in this podcast here? We're 13 minutes. We're taking long here, but I want to share. Maybe I'll share one more here. Okay, I want to share. That's 2 Spitfire. Okay, let's do both Melissas here. Okay, Mélie, who we call here, lost 9.2 pounds. 9.2 pounds over the 6 weeks. And one of the cool things that Mélie told me when she redid her scan was that she she started, I think, let's just say within the last 6-ish months she started, and she's like, that's a total of 25 pounds that I've lost since starting at CrossFit Max.
That's insane.
Which is really, really cool. So shout out to Mélie for that. And then I'll tell you guys the other Melissa, we call her Mel here, and she lost a total of 10 pounds.
Are you talking about Mel Boucher?
Boucher, yeah.
Yeah, so she's Melanie.
Melanie, sorry. That's it, Melissa. Sorry, yeah. Melanie. Sorry.
I'm like, wrong Mel.
Whoops, my bad.
Melanie.
Melanie Boucher. So she crushed it. She lost 10 pounds.
Wow.
And she's her big thing was like, it's just like really came down to like the food and the protein and stuff. So just like she had been here for over she's been here almost 2 years now, I think. And she's like, the biggest thing I changed in this whole process was just my approach to nutrition, and that played a huge factor.
I feel like that's definitely a very powerful tool.
Yeah, so I'll highlight those 4 people. There were so many other people that crushed it. But yeah, coming out of the first 6 weeks of 2026, if you're feeling pumped and amped up by your results, even if weight loss wasn't your goal, if it was just I want to go to the gym 3 times per week, like I just want to build a sustainable like routine.
Love it.
And freaking keep at it in 2026. It's just the start, guys. And if you're on the flip end of this and you're like, 2026 didn't start the way I wanted it, well, guess what?
It's not done yet.
It's not done yet. We've only, we're still February when we're recording this. You still have over 10 months to go now. Like, let's dial it in, right?
Let's dial it in.
Don't wait another 2 more months for you to be like, I wish I started 2 months ago, right? Like, start now, start today, start with your next meal, start by, getting off your chair right now and going for a walk. Do something active, sign up for a class, make sure all your classes are signed in, all those stuff. Drink some water. Hey, if you're listening, you should have a water bottle next to you. Quickly, get a sip of water. And we're back. All right. So let's talk about
That was a small sip. Take another one. Do better.
So let's talk about the CrossFit Open, my love, which is the most exciting moment of the year as a CrossFit affiliate.
What's like more important, our son's birthday or the CrossFit Open?
CrossFit Open for sure.
Yeah, definitely.
So the CrossFit Open starts, maybe just as a fun little gateway into this. What is a movement? I don't know if I asked you this. Did I ask you this? What's a movement you would love to see? Like just one movement.
One movement.
You get to pick one. That's it. 1, 3, 2,
I would
1.
love to see the bar muscle up.
The bar muscle. That's it. You got one movement. That's it.
Not because I think it's my best movement, but I've worked a lot on that movement and I would like to showcase my skill.
Gotcha. How many?
3.
3 at a time.
3 at a time, and you're not allowed to do more. You have to do it in sets of 3.
Okay.
No, like I just feel that I got my first one on the last Open. I've worked on the movement. I feel like I've improved. I would like to be able to use it in a Metcon. We did so many CrossFit competitions this summer. We did so many events, all these things. I never got to use my bar muscle up ever.
Yeah.
So I would like to have an opportunity to use it.
What if it's at the end of a workout and you're fatigued and you don't get it?
That's like the craziest thing that's ever come out of your mouth.
Just kidding. I'm like just teasing you a bit. The Open usually comes at the end of a workout.
The Open usually comes.
The muscle up usually comes at the end of a workout. And if there's anyone to get to that point, it's definitely going to be you.
There's 100% chance if there's a muscle up, I'm getting to it and I'm doing it.
Yeah.
A bar muscle up.
Yeah. Ring muscle up, flip a coin.
Ring muscle up. If I get it, miracle sent from frickin' heaven. But no, there's no chance.
Yeah,
there's no chance.
I would love to see some bar muscle up. So my one movement is double unders. How many? 5,000 of them.
I like sets of 20 on the dubs.
Give me so many double unders, like hundreds and hundreds of them. That's what I want. Do you agree?
No. I do. Like, I'm good at double unders. I'm just not like amazing at double unders.
Love me some double unders. That's
my calves give out.
Yeah.
On double unders, and I tend to start peeing myself around 50.
Like 50 in a row or a total of 50?
Like
if you do a set of 50, then it starts to get a little...
Yeah, around 40, I can feel like things happening.
Warmth.
Yeah. Whatever. I'll wear black leggings that day. I don't care. I'm not ashamed.
Okay.
I birthed a child.
So we talked about in our banter topic the 6 weeks of, starting the year here. And I want you guys to set the expectation for your open experience here.
Yeah.
Because for a lot of people, this is a very stressful moment. All right. Some of you guys are doing your very first CrossFit Open. Some of you guys are doing
your 6th CrossFit Open.
Yeah, 6th one. I think Bridget's doing her 6th one, which is cool.
Me and Bridget are twins.
You're doing your 6th one as well?
Yeah, that's why I said 6th.
I took the photo with Steph and Bridget yesterday. They both signed up. That's a
mother-daughter duo.
Yeah. And Bridget's doing her 6th, and I think Steph is doing her 4th.
What is it, your 13th?
It's my 13th, CrossFit Open. Since I haven't missed one since 2014. But what was I going with this? Oh, yeah. Setting the
anxiety.
Anxiety, yeah. This is a very stressful moment for a lot of people. Some of you guys doing like your very first one. Some of you guys are now vets in this space here. And you have to know where you're at, because we put this like pressure on the performance side of things. Right. And we all want to do really well. No one signs up for something.
Hardwired to want to do well.
Yeah, no one signs up for something. It's like, you know what, I want to suck at this, or I want to be exposed in my weaknesses in this. But the reality is that the open is not it's not random, and your performance is not going to come out of the blue. Your performance is going to be a direct reflection of where you're at in your fitness journey. If there's a movement you can't do, it's just because you don't have the skill to do it, right? And exactly. And if you didn't push hard enough, like you didn't get the outcome in a conditioning piece that you wanted, it's not because you were holding back, because in that moment, you're probably pushing to a very uncomfortable position here.
Yeah.
So what I would first say is like, be realistic with yourself and know like what your why is for doing this open. And it was cool because in our community, I put up a post in our private group just to be like, hey, like if some of you guys want to share your whys, like why you're doing the open, we would love to hear from some of you guys in the comments. And some people posted some really nice, cool things, like why they're doing
stuff.
Yeah. And knowing that why, whether that could be just something like, hey, I just want to challenge myself. I want to get out of my comfort zone, or I just want to do something with the community, or like it doesn't have to be this deep, meaningful thing, but you should have a why. You should have like a reason for like why I'm signed up for this thing. That could be because coach harassed me 15 times and I don't want to be harassed for a 16th time, so I signed up for the open. That could be literally as like, you know what, there's these movements that I get scared to do, and I want to see how I could do in the open, and I want to, everyone talks about the Friday nights. I want to go through that experience, like whatever that why is. Just ask yourself that and understand that why.
Right.
And then just be realistic with yourself and be like, when it gets hard, which the open will get hard. I don't care if you're the fittest CrossFitter in the world, that elite athlete will question themselves in that workout.
100%.
There will be a moment where they're going to question whether or not they want to go faster, whether or not they want to peel their body off the ground for another burpee, right? Yeah. Whether they want to jump up and do another bar muscle up.
That's right.
There will be moments of whys and questions throughout the process, and just having that why to reflect on and be like, hey, do one more. I'm a new parent right now, and I'm doing something because, fatherhood is really hard, and I want to prove to myself that I can get down and get back up and continuously move throughout this workout.
Absolutely.
Like I can do hard things. So just understand that, and then reflect on like where you are in your fitness journey, right? A lot of people are, especially at CrossFit Max. CrossFit Max is still a baby gym. Like we've only been open for
3.5 years.
3.5 years. So some people are at our gym are doing their third or their fourth CrossFit
Those
Open.
are like most OG people
exactly,
who are doing third and fourth. That's still like so early days.
Yeah. And there are some people that are like, yeah, but I'm not as fit as I was last year. Like the first year they did it, it's, you know, they're doing something new. And then the second year, they're like, oh, I have something to compare to. And then the third year, life happens, things happen, whatever the world throws at you. And you're like, like I'm not as fit as I was last year in my second year. So I'm actually like nervous about it. It's like, well, like what in your life right now has affected your fitness, and then maybe that will help you understand your why
moving
for
forward.
your performance, you know? Like if you're a new mom, or let's use Roxy and Larry for an example here. They're both like 30 something weeks pregnant at this point.
The girls are bumping.
And they're signed up for the CrossFit Open.
I freaking love that.
They're kind of doing like what you and Malice did when you guys were, Malice was how many weeks? 34 weeks?
Yeah.
And you were 30, 29, 30, something like that. Like those girls are not going into the CrossFit Open being like, yo, I'm going to crush this workout. Like they're doing it just so that they can say, I did the CrossFit Open while I was pregnant, you know? And how cool of them to be able to say that, right? And to be able to still put themselves in that environment and be like, hey, the outcome is the outcome, right?
Yeah, and then something I hope for them is that next year when they have young babies at home, they again do the Open. And they can be like, oh, like last year when I was doing this, my sweet little baby was in my stomach.
Yeah.
And now they're earthside.
Yeah. Their earth side. I like that. Yeah. And then like, you know, there's some people that are be like, oh yeah, like I got married this year. So there was so much planning and stress around that. Work was super stressful. You know, something happened in my family. So just the last year was just a tough year. And I was just trying to focus on my health. Like I wasn't focusing on performance in the gym. I was just focusing on my health here. So I was just having fun in the gym. You know, like I wasn't pushing myself as hard as I was.
Wasn't staying late, practicing skills. You were just getting as much in your 1 hour as you could, and then, you know, moving about your day. Yeah. And it's normal that your fitness is going to have ebbs and flows to it.
Yep.
And I think it's important to not put pressure on your performance, especially if you know that your goals in the gym over the last, let's say, year were not performance related. Mm-hmm. You can't put the pressure on yourself to perform if you haven't been putting the pressure on your training to improve performance.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's not a bad thing. Doesn't add anything negative to you whatsoever. It's just an honest reflection on something. It's like, take the pressure off yourself, because if over the last 365 days you haven't been stressing about your performance, then don't let it start now.
Exactly. Yeah. And
if maybe you wish you had spent more time on your performance, and maybe you know, if you're being really honest with yourself, you're like, you know what, I wish I would have put more effort into my performance. I kind of slacked off, but like it's something that I had the time to do, but I chose not to, and I want to focus on. Then use this Open as a kickstart to finding your weaknesses and finding things to focus your performance on upcoming, you know, because sometimes it can also be like an inspiration of, okay, wow, like for me, if the ring muscle up appears, you better believe I'm going to be like, there's no way I'm not getting it next year. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to let that drive my training. Yeah. So I think you have to be honest with yourself about where your training has been. And you also have to be honest with yourself about what your goals have been over the last year. Don't beat yourself up. If your goals haven't been performance related, then the expectation maybe is just to participate. Yeah. And maybe your goal for yourself is to participate and enjoy. Mm-hmm. And maybe another year, it might be more about, I would like to perform. I've had, the last 3 years, I have had wildly different expectations and experiences for myself. 2024, my expectation was to participate and enjoy. I was very pregnant, and I thought it was just like my mission was just to do it pregnant and see. Last year, I was freshly-ish postpartum. I hadn't been back at the gym so much. I wanted to give it my all, but I was conscious of the fact that I hadn't been able to give it my all for a whole year's worth of training. So my expectations on my performance were low. This year, for example, this is the first year that I'm the most nervous for the Open, because I feel that I've been training for performance. So I would like to perform, but that doesn't have to be the goal for everybody.
No.
And every year it's going to be different. Eventually we would like to have another kid, like my goal is going to change probably again next year, things like that.
Yeah. I'm excited to see your performance this year.
I'm going to perform.
Yeah. And feeding off of that, there is the opposite side. Like there is the people who do want to perform in the Open here. Right. And there's nothing wrong with that. And feeling those nerves, like you have like, I guess maybe you can say there's kind of like 3 buckets of people. There's the bucket of people who like really just don't care and they're just doing this for fun. Like they're like, literally, I don't care. I just want to do this with the community. And I envy those people. Feel
part of it.
And I feel like those people are awesome people. They're just like, I just want to be a part of something cool. And then you have other people who are like, I'm super nervous. I'm not really sure if I want to do this, but I was kind of convinced to do this and I'm going to do this. So let's just see what happens. And then there's the other bucket of people who are like, I'm definitely doing this. Like, there's no doubt about this. Let's freaking go and let's see what happens, And yeah, if you're in like that bucket of category, if you're like, hey, like I'm here to like, I'm signing up for the Open. There was no way I was going to miss it. And this year, like I do want to perform really well. Like both of us are in that situation where, yeah, there is
aggressively hitting our training.
Yeah, like
for this moment.
We've been training hard. I spent a decent amount of time, like 4 or 5 months of like hard endurance running training. Like the hardest, I think maybe one of the hardest programs I've ever followed was during that 16-week block leading up to my half marathon. And I feel like that really translated over well to like, it doesn't,
your ability to suffer.
Yeah, my ability to suffer and go for a longer period of time. Like I felt very, very fit. But then when I finished that half marathon, CrossFit wise, I felt terribly out of shape in terms of like short metcons where you have to go hard for 12 minutes. Yeah. And I'm like dying. I'm used to kind of picking it up after like an hour, or like really hard, like 1K intervals on my feet. And I'm not used to using like my arms to do kipping pull-ups and muscle-ups and things like that.
Exactly. Yeah.
So like if you're in the performance bucket, if you're in the side of like, I'm nervous because this year I'm pretty fit and I want to do well, then what I would say is your expectation should just be like, hey, get on the floor, turn your brain off and just freaking go. Have a strategy in place for the workout.
Absolutely.
But like there's no point in stressing about something that's out of your control. Like you can't control what you didn't do over the last 3 to 6 months. You can only control what the workout is and how you're going to perform in that moment. So try not to let the nerves of like, am I fitter than I thought I was? Like, am I going to be able to perform like I anticipated? It's like, hey, you've done the work. The Open's here. Try not to stress about that stuff. It's okay if you feel nervous. I'm going to feel nervous just like I have the last freaking 12, 13 years here. Absolutely. I'm going to feel nervous. I promise you, when I see that workout, I'm going to get the butterflies. I'm like, oh, this is going to be fun, but also like this might hurt a bit, right? And then, when we're lining up on the Friday night lights with all the coaches, we got all the coaches in the final heat. Our members are looking at us, like our members are cheering for us. But I mean, at the end of the day, like we're still performing in front of, 40, 50 members here. Like it is like a different type of nerve. And like, I want to showcase to them, they're like, hey, I can perform as well. Like we can push hard here. We're the leaders in this community. Like we gotta dig deep, So there is all those nerves, but try not to be too nervous where it affects your performance.
Yeah. And I also want people to like lean into giving it every ounce they got. There is nothing I love more than watching athletes give whatever they have to give. It doesn't matter the outcome, but the effort.
So cool.
I love it.
Yep.
I love
Fighting for every rep.
People chasing to get that extra rep, trying to maybe lift a weight that they've never lifted before because it's their first time and they're kind of on that border and they're like, I'm going to RX the workout and I'm going to give it my all. And, you know, getting so uncomfortable, letting their heart rate get up and leaning into the experience of giving it your all. I love that.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean that the outcome has to be a certain way. You're not. You don't have any more or less value with your what the score is at the end of the workout. Yeah. But I love to see people bringing the effort because it's rare in our training at the gym. That's not the goal. When you come here for a workout, we don't want to send it and go to like the deepest parts of ourselves every time we come for a workout. That's not sustainable. It's not fun to do that all the time. But every once in a while, to just see like, what do I have in me to give today? It's so freaking cool. It's so fun. People rallying behind you, cheering for everyone. Like the energy is high. It's contagious. It's amazing. And like the score is like the 1% of the activity. Yeah. 99% of the activity is the effort and all the stuff. Yeah, and like I always think about like when you go have a race, let's say it's easier to sort of visualize it like that. You know, you have weeks and weeks of training and the race is the victory lap. Like that's when you get to showcase all the stuff. The workout, that's just when you get to showcase all the effort you've been putting in the gym, all the things that you've been doing and working on and all that stuff. That's just the like last part of it. The beautiful part is all the effort that's gone in, all of your friends here cheering you on, all the friends you've made along the way. Like, that's the magic. Yeah. The workout is the 1%. And, like, you best believe I care about my score, but it's not do or die. Yeah.
Yeah, well said. Yeah, I was going to say, like, even just, you know, the full experience is so awesome. Like 3 p.m. Eastern time on YouTube. I got to get on there at 3 p.m., you know, maybe a couple minutes before. Like, you're trying to figure out your schedule. I'm going
to be at work with Magnus. We're going to be like, oh, what's the workout?
And that's for thousands of people around the world. Like, I had a business meeting lined up, and they're like, oh, are you free on the Thursday, the 26th? And I'm like, oh, what time? And they're like, da-da-da. And I'm like, that's cutting it close to 3 p.m. Like, can we do a little bit earlier? They're like, okay, 1:30. I'm like, okay, perfect. Like, 1:30 I could do. But
I can pay attention. At 3 o'clock,
I'm like, how long is this meeting going to take? About an hour? Okay, I can only...
Not a second more.
Yeah, it's like, I can do 1:30, but I can't do 2 p.m., you know, because I want to be there for a few minutes before, get it all set up, watch it. I got to make a video for the community. So, if your coaches are doing that from around the world, if they're making... like a breakdown workout standards and things like that, and like, you know, should you scale, should you RX, should you do foundation, like what division should I do, how should I maybe approach this workout, what is the stimulus going to probably feel like, right? So you know, I'll make a video for the community, doing that for the community, the athletes seeing that from your coach, signing up for your heat, you know, trying to figure out like a judge who's gonna judge me. I was talking to Rand on the way out. She's like, do we have to like organize the judge like kind of like last year? I was like, yeah. She's like, okay, I'm gonna start messaging people. I was like, well, you don't have to message people. You could if you want, but you don't have to. Like, you can just find a judge like in the moment when you have to before you get on the floor here. But she's like, no, but I want to. I'm like, that's freaking awesome. So you have this now client who's reaching out to people who are signed up to the Open to see if they can judge. And I even talked to our team about this, is like, you know, those tiny moments are such powerful moments. When someone says, hey, can you judge me? It's such a powerful moment. The Open is a very vulnerable state for a lot of people, and you're showing this care and this trust in this one individual. I mean, it seems so silly, you know, like this person's just going to make sure you're doing squats properly and counting your reps for you, but it is like a very vulnerable moment. And in vulnerable moments, you ask people that you care about. And when someone asks you that, it's like a very like heartfelt moment. Be like, oh yeah, of course I'll judge you, you know, like I would be honored to. Now, judging, sometimes like some people really love judging. I have a coach mentality. So like when I'm looking at people exercise,
you don't like counting their reps. You want to fix their movement pattern.
Exactly. I start like thinking about their movement pattern. I start I go out, like I'm a motivator and I'm a a coach, you know, so I cue movement patterns and I love to motivate the shit out of people. In my head, I'm like, you got this, Susie. Come on, keep going. And or if like I'm seeing like a beginner and stuff, I'm like, oh, they could be more efficient at this movement if they just widen their stance on their dumbbell snatch, you know, like if they had like a closer grip on their push jerk and they weren't in such an awkward, but you know, so, and then I'm like, oh shit, they're on rep 6, you know, like, so yeah. I struggle at judging, but some people really like that. And anyways, it's those moments along the journey that are so freaking cool that you are right that your performance matters, and for some people it matters way more, but the outcome is not like, it's the 1%, you know, like what you did, the outcome, it's not the open experience. There's 99% of the entire journey of the training in the summertime and in the fall time that leads up to the open. Yeah. The memories you have of like hitting the PRs with your peers, like on the floor, you know? Yeah.
And I think like just a last little thing to just follow that thought is, and it's 3 weeks, guys. There are 3 workouts.
Yeah.
There is going to be a workout in there that is less your jam than a different one. Yeah. And there's going to be one in there that's more your jam. Yeah. So if week 1, the workout comes out and you're like, oh no, not wall balls and shuttle runs. This is my nightmare.
Yeah.
Chill. Good news is, if there's wall balls and shuttle runs this week, there's not going to be wall balls and shuttle runs next week.
True that.
Okay, so don't spiral, don't freak out, all the things.
It's funny you say wall balls. Did you see Dave Castro's hint? 26.1 hint?
No.
So if you didn't see, if you don't know, Dave Castro releases like, it's kind of a fun tradition. He's been doing it since
inception.
Since 15 years, you know, at least. And he'll post a photo or a video or something so
obscure,
random on Instagram, and he'll just tag it 26.1, and it'll be like a hint, you know. And he did like it looks like a statue or of a bull. And you just see their eye. Like it's just a graze video of like going over the bull. You can kind of see it's a bull because you can barely see the horn, but it's a really close shot. And it goes over the eye of the animal. And then I was like, what could that be? What could that be? So you go in the comments. Comments, freaking hilarious. So many people post wild shit. I love it.
The comment section of social media, like if you're brave, it's funny.
Some people make some like they take time and they freaking comment some hysterical things. But one thing that did stood out was bullseye. So bullseye, wall balls. So maybe we'll get some wall balls
or some archery.
It's some archery, yeah.
CrossFit Open's first archery.
Maybe we'll get some wall balls on the first workout. Yeah,
I love a wall ball. The other thing I feel like is like a question. Well, every Thursday for the next 3 weeks, Brandon's phone's going to be going ding, 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 because the workout gets released and then everyone starts to think about their strategy and they start to panic and they start to be excited.
Everybody stay calm.
And
everybody stay calm.
And so this personally is just to protect my family's peace. You don't need to message Brandon.
Well, I'll make the Thursday video for the gang, yeah.
Because, yes, you're going to make the video. It's going to explain all your questions and stuff and talk about little strategic points. And we're also going to give you an idea of like which version you should be doing based on your level. So don't worry if you see the workout drop and you're not sure where you lie. Should I scale it? Should I RX it? Blah, 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 blah. That is all going to be made clear to you in Brandon's video. And also, if you...
What's the question, Mila? What are we getting at here?
This is where I'm getting. If you are like one of those people, you're looking at the workout and you're like, I could do this workout RX, but I would do it so much better scaled. The answer that we're going to give you is always going to be in this situation only. In the situation of the open, because it's a test and not just a workout. Mm-hmm. If you can RX it, you should RX it.
Yeah.
Because everybody who RXs, even if you do, let's say it's an AMRAP and you do way less rounds, overall your score is still going to be higher than if you did more rounds scaled.
Yeah.
Because I feel like that's like the question that comes a million times.
Yeah, I've probably answered that question, I would say thousands of times. Like, should I RX or should I scale this workout? And my opinion has not changed. And I'll give you my mindset towards this, my mental thought process on this.
And then note down like what minute we talk about this. So when someone texts you, you could go to the latest episode of the podcast, minute X.
Yeah. So the way the Open is set up, designed, set up, whatever, created.
Yes.
There is work that needs to be done. There's a workout you have to complete. Okay. Correct. Now, when I started CrossFit back in 2014, or I actually started in 2013 when I started, and I did my first Open in 2014. There was no scaled division. There was no foundation division. Like
they didn't even have internet back then.
The first Open, I don't think they even released a scaled division until, I don't know what year, but maybe 2018-ish area, something around there. But for the first few years, there was no such thing as a scaled workout in the Open.
Right.
They released a workout. This is what the workout is. You either do it or you do not. And I've said this on the podcast before, but if you actually go in my athlete profile in the CrossFit Games, you actually won't even see my score for 2014. It doesn't exist because in the second workout, also pause, I'd only been doing CrossFit for 3 months at that time. The second workout had overhead squats at 95 pounds, and I could barely overhead squat an empty barbell at 45 pounds. So I just didn't do that workout. I did the first workout, didn't do the second one because the first movement is 95-pound overhead squats, and I couldn't even do an empty bar, barely. And did the third, did the fourth, did the fifth workout, and because I didn't put my score in for workout number 2, it just disqualified. Yeah, so just like my score actually just doesn't exist for that one, which kind of sucks. They should just give you like a 0 for that score. But anyways, so here's my thought process on whether you should RX or scale. There is work that has to be done.
Yes.
If you have the physical capability, I'm not talking about like
the want.
I'm talking about the can. Like you can physically do it, but it's going to be really hard. Then the answer is you got to do that work, right?
Yep.
Now, if you're literally limited, not because of want, but because of physical limitations, then you should scale. The way the Open is scored, I like to use easy numbers so people can kind of understand the situation here. Let's say nice numbers. There's 90,000 men that sign up for the CrossFit Open. 90,000, all right? Now, 30,000 of them, they see the workout, they see 26.1 is released. 30,000 people can do the workout RX. Then there's 30,000 people who do the workout scaled. And then there's a final 30,000 people that cannot do the scale division. They choose the foundation division. Mm-hmm. And the foundation division is really like anyone can do it. So you have 30,000, 30,000, 30,000. Now, you do the workout RX. Out of the 90,000 people in the world as a man who do this workout, you finish the worst in the RX category. You're dead last in the RX category. The position you would finish in is 30th thousand, not 90th thousand. You would finish 30th thousand. The person who chooses to do the scaled and freaking sends it, they crush it. They're the fittest scaled male athlete in the entire world. The best that they can finish is 30th thousand and first. Does that make sense?
Yep.
So someone who does like the RX workout where there's like dumbbell snatches at 50 pounds and lateral burpees over the dumbbell. It's an AMRAP of 15 minutes. And man, they freaking grind out that 50-pound dumbbell. Like it's so heavy. They only complete 2 rounds of it, but they were able to get some of the reps, and they spent 15 minutes pretty much just trying to get that 50-pound dumbbell snatch overhead.
Yeah.
And they do a few reps. They get 2 rounds in total, versus the person who does the scaled workout where the dumbbell is 35 pounds, and they freaking send it. They smash 23 rounds in the workout.
Yeah.
Like, they absolutely crush it. Well, the person who did the 50-pound dumbbell is considered fitter than the person who did the scaled workout because they didn't modify the workout. They did the workout as prescribed.
Yep.
Now, same thing for the foundation, right? So if you can do RX, it is to your benefit that you will outrank and be overall fitter than the person who does the scale division. So if you can do it, not want, but can do it, you have to try your best to do it.
And maybe you're going to surprise yourself.
So many people, so often, in so many different opens, surprise themselves. The amount of people are like, I can't dumbbell snatch 35 pounds.
And then boom.
I'll call out Rimsha in the workout today. We had dumbbell snatches in the workout, and I'm seeing her go through this, and it was only 4 dumbbell snatches. We had like a circuit of like low reps. So it was like 2 shuttle runs, 4 dumbbell snatch, 6 toes to bar, 8 overhead reverse lunges, AMRAP 10 minutes. And I'm looking over after like a couple minutes, and I see her like dumbbell snatching 20 pounds. I'm like, I know Rimsha can do more than 20 pounds. She's throwing that thing over her head. Like, it looks like it's going to go through the ceiling. So I go grab a 25-pound dumbbell. I'm like, hey, do you think you can do 25? She's like, nah, I don't know. And I'm like, well, I'm going to put this down, and we're going to try it on the next round. Picks it up, no problem. She's like, oh, okay, I guess I can do it. I'm like, yeah, I knew she could do that. So she finishes the workout, and I put a 30-pound dumbbell without her recognizing, but unfortunately the 10-minute timer finished. And I'm like, hey, Rimsha, can we come try this dumbbell? She's like, well, what's up? And I was like, let's just try to do like 2 more snatches here. And then she notices that I put the 30 and it's not the 25. And she's like, oh, I see what you did. So, boom, overhead, other arm, boom, overhead. I'm like, this is 30 pounds. It's 10 pounds heavier than what you chose, you know? Mm-hmm. And then next to her, there was a girl who was using a 35-pound dumbbell. And I was like, you want to try this? She's like, no, I definitely can't do it. And like, right side, this is the most fatigue. She's now done 60 minutes of CrossFit at this moment. Picks it up with the right side, throws it overhead. Left side, she had just missed it on her weaker side.
Yeah, maybe if she had been fresh, she would have had it for sure.
And like,
but either way, it's still amazing. 15 pounds more than she had decided that she was capable of.
And this moment happens in the group classes a lot, but it happens all the time in the open.
I love it.
Because people in a group class get comfortable.
Yeah.
Right? Like, oh, like, I'm going to scale it, just because of the stimulus. And a lot of times, like, we try to guide people on the right stimulus of a workout.
Yeah, there's a time and the place for that.
Yeah.
And the open is the time and the place to push your boundary.
Exactly. Yeah, get uncomfortable, realize your true potential. And I'm not talking about hurting yourself. Like, you never want to hurt yourself.
No.
You never want to push your limit to where you're going to hurt yourself.
Never.
But if you can physically do something, if you're like, yeah, I could deadlift 225 pounds, but I'm going to do less reps compared to the scaled where it's going to be 155 pounds, where I can do 40 of them. It's like, yeah, I know, but if you can do 225 with good form and you're feeling okay to do it, like, you don't have any risk of injury, and like, sure, you're going to do less reps, you got to go for that deadlift at 225.
Yeah, exactly. So this was why I was bringing this up, because I feel like this is the most asked question. Yeah.
And then I guess to just finish off this episode, I'll say, like, going into the open, like, how you should be training around the open is that the intensity, like, the open, we do it on Friday nights, but the open is released on Thursday, and then people do it Friday, Saturday, Sunday, or Monday. Now, if you're doing it like Friday, like we are, then you can keep the intensity of your training sessions on especially Monday and Tuesday. And like, let's say you're doing it Friday, then Saturday, Sunday. You can keep the intensity of your training sessions high. The open requires you to unlock that intensity. You're going to be pushing at intense periods, and you need to be able to dial in and bring that intensity. So often people are like, I'm not going to bring intensity to my training. It's like, no, hold on. Like, you need the intensity. You need to be training.
Your body needs to be familiar with what intensity feels like.
And it's a 21-day like process, like the open's not 1 week, it's 3 weeks, right? So you got to be ready for that intensity. So Monday and Tuesday, keep your workouts intense, but just lower the volume. Instead of doing like 5x5 back squats, build to something heavy for 5 on the back squat. right? In your conditioning pieces, just make sure you're not doing like a crazy amount of repetitions. This is why today we had like that 10-minute AMRAP where a lot of different transitions force you guys to reduce your volume, right? And then Wednesday, if I'm resting on Wednesday, I'm someone that likes to work out the day before an open. We at CrossFit Max here have cardio and cardio, so it's an endurance low intensity workout that it's going to be programmed on Thursday for the next 3 weeks. Usually it alternates dates, but it's going to be just on Thursday for the next 3 weeks. Have like Wednesday, if you train on Wednesday, bring the intensity down on Wednesday and rest on Thursday and hit the open on Friday. If you're someone like me who prefers to, like when I come back from a rest day, I feel
a little rusty.
I feel stiff. So I'm going to rest on Wednesday. Yeah. And then on Thursday, I'm going to do an endurance piece slowly, gently. And then on Friday, I'm going to hit the open. Yeah. So if that's how I would recommend. And depending if you're training Saturdays and Sundays, you can, maybe on Saturday, depending on how sore you are, just bring the intensity down, depending how your performance was. If you did a lot of squats and your legs are sore, just be mindful of that situation. But yeah, so
exciting.
It's an exciting time. Hopefully you guys are feeling pumped about it. Set the expectation, know your why, right? Be smart about your training and just like enjoy the freaking process here. Have fun with it, guys. All right.
Love it.
Should we do like client of the week, or do we want to just leave it at the 4 people that absolutely smash it?
Let's leave it at those MVPs of the transformation program for today.
Let's just like shout out all of our clients who just
locked in
for the beginning of 2026, and there's so much more to go for the rest of the year. And thank you guys so much.
Excited for the recap of the first workout next week.
Yeah, hopefully you guys get what you want in terms of movement and in terms of time, and let's freaking go.
Let's do it.
Catch you in the next one. See ya.
Bye.